Hello, everybody. I hope you're ready. We're here for the April mini workshop. So let's talk about stress, not in a generic, just take a deep breath and move on kind of way either, but in the real life, creeping into every corner of your body kind of way. Stress impacts your decisions, your emotions, your body, your communication, your energy levels. And when it builds without release, it shuts down your emotional agility. That's why we spent this entire month of April focused on not just managing stress, truly understanding it, integrating it, and learning to move through it intentionally. So in this mini workshop, I'm going to walk you through the 4 layers of stress support that we covered in level 3, the Insight and Impact Focus Group, so that you can reconnect with your tools, reflect on your growth, and build a plan that works for you. That's what it's really about, right? So week 1 was all about mindfulness and action, okay? So I want you to hear this. Mindfulness isn't just about being still. It's about being present. If we think about it, it's an action word. Yeah. So we explored what it means to notice what's happening inside you while it's happening. And we focused on 3 main goals. 1, interrupting those mental reels, the mental loops, the mental spirals. 2, tuning into your physical signals. And 3, responding in real time with intention. And now we built this through quick, accessible tools. Of course, everybody did some adding, editing, and deleting, changing, shifting, morphing, making it their own. But for here, we're just going to focus on, right, accessible tools like the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. 5 things I can see, 4 things I can hear, whatever it is, right? Whichever order you like to do your senses in, right? But I usually end with 1 thing I can taste. Yeah. So breath resets was another one. Now, breath resets, again, is not just taking a breath. It's a breath with intention. And the intention is to reset, which means there was a few layers that went along with that. But again, for here, this is the mini workshop, giving you the highlight reel here, if you will. So, just know that there's bigger, deeper things than just a quick breath reset. And then there's the micro moments of pause during the day. Now, of course, we started leaning into things like the core non-physical feeling check-in, right? Like that's a moment of pause during the day just to check to see how things are going. Anyway, excuse me, again, lots of layers, lots of texture. There's no fluff here. These are tactics, and you've got to learn how to incorporate them into your life so that they serve you, right? So we don't want to keep them shallow. We want to expand them. We want to expand your consciousness around what these tips are, what they mean. Otherwise, they're just shallow fluff, and you're like, I'm doing these. I do this, this, and this, but you don't have the intention embedded in it. So this week, the week that we studied this, right, wasn't about, piling on more. It was it was about doing less, but with more intentionality. So I want you to think about which mindfulness tool helps you most. And I want you to test them. I want you to try them. And I want you to circle back around at the end of the week, because I want you to have the ability to answer yourself. How did it change the way that I responded to stress? Now, in week 2, we did some self-compassion and releasing emotional tension. And you know what, if I backed up for just a minute, right? Because I know a lot of times my members like to come in and watch this like surface top level, even though they have the replays of each individual week. So, right, focus in on which mindfulness tools helped you throughout the month the most, and how did it change the way you responded to stress throughout the month. So week 2, sorry, self-compassion and releasing emotional tension. So for week 2, we spent a lot of time, right? Focused on stopping the battle, right? We stopped fighting our emotional stress and we started softening into it. And the reason for that is because, stress, it doesn't need to be conquered. I know we think it does, but it doesn't. Stress doesn't need to be conquered. It most often needs to be witnessed. And so that's that, oh, I see this coming, this big, hard, heavy, stressful thing, right? Like, oh, here it comes. I'm going to witness it come. I'm going to sit in it and move through it. And I'm going to do it with a calm central nervous system, because I'm using my breath, my grounding techniques, my core non-physical feeling check-in, right? And I'm doing these little tactics that help me stay here, which allows for emotional agility. So I don't have that, right? The ramp up and the crash. So anyway, what did we practice? We practiced identifying the harsh inner narrative. Right? That harsh inner narrative. Excuse me. We reframed our self-talk. And we released tension through that emotional acknowledgement, not avoidance, right? When you go, I'm just going to leave this tension over here. I'm going to just, I'm going to avoid it, because people think that's a great coping tactic, is to just set that tension, set that stress down, put it over there, ignore it, don't deal with it. It'll just go away. It doesn't, right? We need to acknowledge it. And there's several different ways, depending upon what it is, to acknowledge it and what to do with it from there. So, but it's not avoidance. So, something that might help you that we focused on is a 3-step self-compassion pause. So that's 1, name what you're feeling. And name what you're feeling without judgment. Adjectives are our friend, right? Name what you're feeling, but don't judge it. Then offer yourself, number 2, offer yourself, right? The kind of response you'd give to somebody that you care about, that you love, that you trust, that you respect, right? You have to give that response to yourself. And then number 3, let your nervous system release rather than suppress. Everybody's like, oh, heavy and weighed down, etc. It's because we suppress things instead of letting it come and go. Right? Let it release rather than suppress. You can't fight your way through burnout. have to care your way through it, right? Like, so we have to care, like, oh, let me see this, right? Like, oh, what does it mean for me? But we also don't want to get stuck ruminating, wallowing, and languishing, right? So be careful there. We don't want to sit with it too long. Again, we want to see it, we want to acknowledge it, and we want to release it. Agility, it's flowing. Can't avoid it. So where did you notice emotional tension building in your body this, well, depending upon who's watching, right? Like this week, today, this whole entire month. Like, I don't want to, send you down some rabbit hole if this is the first you're hearing of this, right? Like, I just want you to think about this, maybe even going forward. Maybe you lean into these practices for the month of May. But you want to start noticing where that emotional tension is building in your body and how self-compassion can help you move through it, right? So if you were with me for the month of April, ask yourself those questions, right? Especially if you're coming back here for a refresher, and that means, right, you felt like, oh, either A, I don't want to get complacent. Let me make sure. Or B, I got a little complacent the last few days or the week, and I need to ramp back up. So I want you to notice where that emotional tension was building in your body. Know what it is. Is it your jaws? Is it your what? And then give that compassion. And then notice, call out, pat yourself on the back, how that self-compassion helps you move through it. Now, week 3 was body awareness. Okay, so by week 3, we had dropped into the body. And we did this because stress doesn't just live in here. You know that, right? Like, you feel it in your gut, you feel it in your chest, shortness of your breath, you feel it in your muscles, in your posture. Maybe it's, right, digestion. So we focused on week 3 about moving into the body, right? So we learned how to recognize those early body signals of stress. Track those physical holding patterns, tight shoulders, shallow breathing, clenched jaws, fists, right? And then we reconnected to the body awareness as a healing mechanism. We used gentle movement. We used, again, breath awareness. We used stillness, not just to reset, but to reclaim our space in our bodies. So make sure, right? Here's your prompt. What signals did or does your body give you? And how did responding to them shift your stress experience? Like, oh, I'm clenching my jaws. My body's telling me there's something I need to pay attention to. Why am I holding it in? Why am I shoving it down? Why am I avoiding it, shoving it off, letting it weigh me down? All the things, right? Instead of noticing what's going on with my body. Let me wiggle it a little bit. Let me play it out. Let me go do something physical to kind of give me a healthy distraction so that I can process whatever it is. So when we're doing that, there has to be the intention of processing whatever it is, right? Again, we don't want to get stuck ruminating, wallowing, and languishing. The point is to stay bendable, flexible, pliable, to be in motion, to be agile. So, we rounded it out here on Monday, which was, just 2 days ago. We rounded out Monday by really sitting there and doing a hard dive and a giant focus on a personalized stress management plan. And we did that by pulling it all together. We built stress systems. And we built them not just for emergencies, but for everyday prevention, regulation, recovery. So each person's plan was designed to answer 3 core needs. Okay, so maybe write these down. What helped me, or what helps me when I'm in it, right? When I'm in it. What helps me when I'm in it? Regulation. What helps me after it hits? Recovery. And what helps me stay grounded daily? Right, there's your prevention. You're not meant to power through life on adrenaline, guys. And you're certainly not meant to function well in overload. It's a fact. Hear that again. You're not meant to just power through life on adrenaline. And you weren't designed to function in a state of overload. You're meant to notice, choose, and build practices, lifestyles, way of being, thinking, feeling. I refuse to use the word habits that support your nervous system before it crashes. Yeah. So here's what I got for you right here in this moment. This is the prompt. I want you to be looking for one shift that you can make or did make to your daily routine that supports or supported your emotional and physical well-being. Look, April was all about integration. You weren't just learning tools. You were learning how to make them yours. Stress is part of life, but chronic depletion, burnout, and disconnection from your body, that's optional. You built a system this month, or you're building a system going forward, one that's rooted in presence, rooted in compassion and personalization. It's time to use it. Now, next month, right, May, we're going even deeper into emotional patterns, limiting beliefs, and mental loops that keep you stuck. Because the more you learn to observe your internal world, the more you'll know exactly how to shift. So anyway, until then, keep honoring your body, keep protecting your peace, and coming back to your tools. You've got them. Use them. You've got this. I'll see you soon.